Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. So you become a Christian, you know that Jesus will return, you find yourself in this season of Advent. Advent is a time of waiting for his return. And the question is, what are we supposed to do? You know, back in the old days, they would call people to Christ and say, listen, this is your ticket to heaven. This is your train to glory. You get out of here and go there. It was really about evacuation from the earth and just biding our time until Christ returned or until we passed into heavenly glory. That's no way to live. A lot of times we think that Christianity is about getting to heaven. In reality, and this is something that N.T. Wright and others talk about, Christianity, following Jesus, having Christ in our hearts, is about the kingdom of God coming to earth. It's about heaven coming to here. It's about citizens of heaven, citizens of the kingdom, which is what followers of Jesus are, doing good things in a broken world. We all know that this world is all messed up, and we need something to grab a hold of that will give us not only hope, but a purpose and a future. Because if it's really just about becoming a Christian and waiting for Christ's return, waiting is difficult. I don't have the patience for it, and you probably don't either. Furthermore, if you're a parent, grandparent, you've got a job, a career, you're in school, whatever, waiting around is not an option. You're going to have to do something to stay busy. Now, again, back in the old days, the idea was that, well, work and worldly things, these are all terrible. We should all just become monks and go into the desert and just keep praying. Listen, there are a few who have done that, and the fruit of that has been immense, but by and large, we're pretty much stuck in this world, dark and broken as it is. So what I want to ask is, what are we supposed to do while we're waiting for Christ to return? What does it look like to actively wait for the second advent? Well, consider these words from Titus. This is what Paul writes. For the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. He's talking about the revelation of Christ. And it teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions. So that's how it changes us away from negative things. And then it goes on a little bit later in that passage. Paul writes that this grace of God purifies us for God, a people that are his very own. That's you and I, eager to do what is good. So it's not just what we don't do as followers of Jesus, it's what we do, pardon my language, as followers of Jesus. It's important to think, what are some good things that I do? Because sometimes it's, like I said, Christians to just wait for the heaven train to come pick them up and just wait around. Well, that's kind of a waste. And then it's like, Christians shouldn't do these 10 things. These are the 57 rules about Christianity, which is kind of like the sign in the hotel pool that says no horseplay, stuff like that. And if Christianity is just about waiting around or it's about following rules and things that we don't do, that's no fun. There has to be a positive corollary too. So the positive corollary is what Paul says at the bottom. He says, a people that are his very own, eager to do what is good. So what does it look like to do what is good? Well, now think about your day. And think about the monotony of your day. You probably follow some kind of schedule. I came across this quote that I found just actually kind of enlightening. This is now Saint Jose Escriva. I don't know if that's how you pronounce this gentleman's name, but listen to what he said. The tying of one's life to a schedule, to a timetable, you tell me, is so monotonous. And I answer, there is monotony because there is not love. And I thought, oh, that's pretty good. I'm going to look this guy up. So then I look him up, and he was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. He was known for having a practice of the presence of God and doing, good things in the world, actually seeing himself as an ambassador for good through Christ, which is kind of what Paul is talking about. Listen to what he said here. He said, quote, we have to be contemplative souls in the middle of the world who strive to turn our work into prayer. So if the question is, what am I supposed to do while I'm waiting? The answer is work, sometimes because we have to. Life has just brought us to this station. And then the question is, well, what kind of heart should we have for it? Well, we should have a heart that is eager to do what is good. With what mindset? It's the mindset that Christ has come to redeem us, that he's chosen us, that he's purifying us, and that he wants us to be a people who do good works and do good things, not to earn our way into heaven, but because the world needs people who do good works. So today, if you're going to a classroom to teach or to learn, if you're going to a job where you work, if you're going to be getting the house ready for Christmas, getting kids ready for school like we are right now, just on the other side of this door, remember that it can feel monotonous if there's no love, but there is love. It's the love of God. And it can feel empty without purpose, but there is purpose. It's the purpose of Christ. And it can feel hopeless without hope, but there is hope because Christ will return. And until then, he has chosen you to be his ambassador of waiting and working for his glory. That's RadCast.